It's time to talk about the very underrated distillery and whiskey from Craigallachie distillery, 13 years old single malt Scotch whiskey. Hello and welcome back. My name is Vlad, and in today's video, guys, I'm gonna be talking about Craigallachie distillery from Speyside, whiskey from Speyside, but very different whiskey from Speyside. The Craigallachie doesn't taste like a typical Speysider whiskey. It's not a easy drinking whiskey. It has something more, which is definitely quite interesting, to be honest. It's more than just only a Speysider whiskey. In this case, guys, we have 46% of ABV, unchill filtered whiskey with natural color. There is no color statement on the bottle. We have only information that this whiskey has been non-chill filtered, but from distillery itself we can get information this whiskey is actually with natural color. So it looks like this. We have ex-bourbon and ex-sherry casks. Apparently all this has been finished together in the first fill sherry butts as well, so it's supposed to have a heavy sherry influence. In times where the most of the Speyside distilleries decided to switch to production of easy drinking whiskies, very approachable whiskies, obviously the reason behind was very simple. They wanted to sell more whiskey to unexperienced people. Craigallachie distillery decided to stick to the old traditional way of production. They says, we're not gonna change this. We're gonna carry on with our difficult, unusual, very specific single malt whiskey from Speyside. Obviously, there was more distilleries behave in the same way as Bedromach, as Mortlach, and they still producing very different Speyside whiskey as we can have in these days. So let's go and try this whiskey, guys. The nose is nice and sweet, and you can tell the nose is quite oily and thick. It's only 46%, but it doesn't smell like only 46%. This whiskey is very, very fruity. It's like overripe fruits. Even I would say like a jammy notes in here. Apple jam, some peach yogurt. There is that kind of meatiness. There is that kind of funkiness here as well. Obviously, the Craigallachie distillery using the warmed up condensers. There is only about 20 distilleries all around Scotland, which still using that old school, old way of condensing the alcohol using the warm tops, and that's give you a more heavy, more sulfury, more meaty spirit than the shell tubes condensers. And definitely you can tell this whiskey is heavy, is nice, is meaty like a raw bacon. It is very nice on the aroma, to be honest. There is some chocolatey notes. To be honest, I'm not sure I can detect any sherry casks, but there is that kind of chocolatey vibes, maybe coffee vibes, so that might be a description of the sherry casks in here. Let's go for the palate. And the guys, same story here. This whiskey is definitely more robust, more heavy, more oily. as you can expect from 46%. There is kind of thickness to it, there is beautiful mouth coating, loads of fruitiness, loads of overripe fruits, still that pineapple yogurt. There is some peaches and apricots, very, very overripe. There is some, maybe some raisins a bit, maybe. There is loads of chocolatiness here. And there is touch of the smokiness here. But apparently, what I have found in internet, the Craigallachie does not use peated malt. And this is quite interesting because all that malt is dry off over the kilns where they're not using the actually peat, they not use any wood, they use the oil, they burn the oil, and that apparently gives this whiskey that touch of the smokiness. It says is between 1 and 2 ppms, but definitely you can detect smokiness in this whiskey, which is very, very nice. And the smokiness coming through even more when you swallow, with that beautiful chocolate note. Roasted malt, that what I have here, that what I detect here, which reminds me Glenmorangie Signet, same kind of thing, but obviously there is no roasted malt in this whiskey, but there is that kind of coffee notes, chocolate notes, kind of stout notes, I would say. Finish is long, nice, heavy. There is touch of sulfur notes, is very, very gentle, is very, very gentle. But this whiskey is very, very good, it's very, very nice. In my opinion, the Craigallachie distillery is very underrated, but they can produce a fantastic whiskey, and obviously that's one of the examples, the official bottling. We can get Craigallachie from many, many different independent bottlers as well, but the core range of the distillery is quite solid, to be honest. 13, 17 years old, they're very, very lovely whiskies, so they definitely worth to try, guys. If you ever try any whiskies from Craigallachie, 13 years old, 17 years old, just leave me the comments down below, please. And guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for your support, for your time, for your subscriptions, likes and comments. If you're watching this video, you have not subscribed the channel yet, please consider that step and just smash subscribe button. Guys, thank you very much and Slanjiva.